Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salim Siddiqui, and thanks for watching this continuing series on the hotconflict.com website. We're continuing right in with the unseen story of the Prophet and explaining some of the spiritual and mystical meaning behind it. Now, we said that during his ascension, the Prophet was assigned a salah, 5 prayers. And that we just finished talking about the spiritual nature of the earth, and that the earth actually has chakras itself, and that places of worship are actually portals or vortexes or centers or focal points of actual light in sacred geometry or patterns of the earth. And we said that the Kaaba itself is the heart center built by Adam, rebuilt by Abraham, established again as the new temple for worship for the earth of the final messenger, and now the Qibla, or the direction of prayer, for all those of the light from this point on. And we said that the Prophet is given prayer as a methodology of worship during his ascension. Now, many of you who are in the disclosure community, who are imagining UFOs, who are talking about ley lines, who are talking about portals, who are talking about vortexes, many of you who study crop circles, many of you who study sacred geometry, I want you to think of all the images you see, and you always see that patterning that is there. We've talked about first the Markaba, and we've talked about first the 6 points of the Star of David. Then we've talked about the time of Jesus, saying that no, there's actually 12 points and that we are the one. And so you can imagine a series of circles beyond the first series of circles of the Markaba. Then you can imagine the cube being formed and many of the crop circle patterns and mandalas having this pattern. Now, if you can imagine a Kaaba in the ascension and a Kaaba on the earth, and since we are talking about the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad, all of you who have ever heard the term ascension in your life, or have heard the term Mar Kaaba, know the term light Kaaba, then please, is it not obvious that we are the people of light who are saying, Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, O people of light who are seeking ascension. We have been given the last messenger. We have been blessed with the Kaaba of the earth. And we have been given the tale of the final light worker who went to the Kaaba of the highest realms. And those of you who understand the whole on of ascension, or the process of ascension, or the process of the Mar, light, Kaaba, lower and higher self, then we are the ones who on this world have the lower self, the physicality of the Kaaba, and we have the ascension tale of the Prophet seeing our noble father Abraham at the Kaaba during his ascension. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you recognizing the importance in sacred geometry? Well, let's go on and talk about the actual prayer. The prayer is a series of physical actions, starting with the opening and then going through the actual recitation of the word in the original Arabic language. Now, if you understand frequency and harmonics, then you should understand that we have been given the very word, the very spoken word of the Lord Most High, and speaking that word creates the perfect pattern of frequency of vibration for the new field of light that is being created for mankind. Just the very recitation of the words in Arabic help spread that pattern out loud, because they are the words that were spoken by your Lord. So the Muslims say those in certain of their prayers. There are 5, as we said, prayers conducted, and they are spoken with recital from the word. Now, they are conducted at various times, 5 times a day, and there is a bowing posture and then a prostration posture and certain circuits. Now, the most important point of the physical prayer is the prostration. Here is where the naysayers against Islam will talk about Muslims all bending over towards Mecca. We are trying to tell you that if you understand sacred geometry, that if you are focusing your directional intent towards the pattern and within the proper rotation, it actually is reinforcing the pattern of sacred geometry that we are trying to create of light on this earth. I know you haven't realized that, but that's what we are doing upon this earth. And so the 7 points of the body, 2 physical feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, and the bridge of the crown chakra form the 7 physical points, or the 7 physical chakras of spirituality that prostrate in physicality. Now, we do this process 5 times a day based on the rotation of the sun. At Fajr, the morning, Dhuhr, the zenith of the sun, Asr, late in the afternoon, Maghrib at sunset, and then Isha after dark. These spiritual 5 times based on the rotation of the sun create the 5 spiritual moments of focus, along with the 7 spiritual points of prostration to perfect the 7 physical points, along with 5 spiritual points of creation, forming the 7 physical chakras of the body, along with 5 spiritual essences of the other 12 chakras within the 12-pointed system to create the whole 13. This is what my brothers and sisters have been doing, whether they realized it or not, all over the earth, all with pure intent, focused towards the center heart chakra to try and line up the light upon this earth, on this plane of existence, understanding sacred geometry, that when this pattern is created and the Muslims are in that prayer, focused humbly, reciting that vibration in congregation all over the earth, the harmonic frequency and vibration of the field begins to occur, and the pattern is created, and the spread of that field and those points with the cube in the center starts to get created. And those of you who understand sacred geometry begin to see that that cube of the Kaaba is the heart chakra in the flower of life. And that flower of life with its 19 points gets spread. And this is what the Muslims are establishing, 5 points a day. And many of my brothers and sisters of the light are here in the West conducting meditations and spiritual healings and focusing in on the light and getting different ways to do it. And all my brothers and sisters are doing the 11:11 thing, and I salute you. And every night at 11:11 I can feel you guys, and I look at the clock and I think, you know, you guys are hilarious, you're cracking me up. But I don't say that to mock you. I love my brothers and sisters. But Muslims are doing this all over the world, not based on a physical time, my brothers and sisters, but based on the actual patterning of existence, as is patterned based on the sun itself.